Hello, I'm Laura from Finland, here to help fellow sensitive empaths and highly sensitive people. Doesn't matter if you are a man or a woman, but I'm here as your soul sister for you fellow earth angels, sensitive beings out there who wish to heal and recover and move on after narcissistic abuse experiences from childhood trauma, especially if this has been happening. Usually this happens to people like us because we're God's chosen ones. So these things begin when we are small children and teenagers, young people in this world. So it's not okay that anyone is suffering with this alone like I was. So I'm here to help. So what I want to talk about right now is scapegoating, that these are typical signs when you have been scapegoated as a sensitive empath, highly sensitive person. Of course, usually I can mostly speak from a female's point of view because I am one, and my mother is a narcissist and she used to attack me physically and all of that. So of course, usually I come from that standpoint, but I also wish to speak generally, of course, to help you as well. But yes, so when you have been scapegoated by your family, because usually this is what happens, that it comes from your entire family, and it begins, of course, when you are a child. So typical symptoms of this are that you think that nobody really cares about you because you learn to not have people care about you or support you the way you should be, treated, cared for and loved and supported throughout your childhood. You should be actually raised by your parents, but this does not happen when you have narcissistic parents, relatives, loved ones around you. Instead, they are just destroying you, your health and your soul, your mental health, and you start to believe that you are just not worthy of anything, basically, and you grow up having to take care of yourself when you don't have anyone to do that for you. But this causes the fact that you are completely lost with yourself, who you are and what your gifts are, for example, what your passions are in this life, what your purpose is, what you're meant to do and create and be in this lifetime that you have been given, because you really struggle with loving yourself or knowing yourself or getting to know yourself, taking care of yourself. You think that conflicts are very difficult. You are afraid of conflicts. You are afraid to set healthy boundaries with people. You're afraid to be honestly and authentically yourself. And you likely might feel that you cannot be authentically and honestly yourself. That you always need to be like dodging people and like walking on eggshells, because that is what you are used to. And of course, for that reason as well, because you are highly sensitive and an empath, you're very sensitive. So for that reason as well, you have a people-pleasing tendency. But of course, also because you've been scapegoated, for that reason as well, that you would rather please people and give them what they want from you instead of stand up for yourself and set your honest, healthy, authentic boundaries with them and tell them no when you need to tell them no, for example. So these are deep-rooted issues and fears and insecurities about yourself, within yourself, that you might still be feeling deep down and working through. So you are struggling with many truths. The truth about yourself, who you are and where you stand in life, what your purpose is, what your mission is supposed to be, what you're here to do and accomplish and create, what your gifts and talents and passions are, because, you know, I want to point these out because they are so important, because I have personally gone through the pain of wondering about these things alone, thinking about everything by myself as a sensitive person, when I was really always searching for myself and my purpose and everything. So that is why I just want to point it out here separately. So on top of those things, you are likely struggling with self-worth also, and, you know, loving yourself. And you easily might think and feel and fear that when somebody's having a bad day, that they are blaming you for it. And of course, this might not be true at all, but because these illusions have been programmed into your brain, into your energy throughout your youth, your childhood, it can really feel impossible to be shaking them off from you, from yourself. So it's no wonder if you're feeling like people just always dislike you and leave you, abandon you, hurt you, disrespect you, abuse you, because that is what you are used to. That's your entire life, basically. But these are the biggest types of issues, feelings, experiences, and thoughts that are deep-rooted within you. And yes, I am also a scapegoat survivor, been a scapegoat my entire childhood, because I was so bullied at school and at home as well. And of course, like I said, attacked physically also, and later on been dealing with many toxic people at workplaces. And on top of that, from like random people and companies. So it's a lot. And of course you feel deep shame and fear and guilt, because, you know, those people have poured their issues, their trauma, their pains onto you. So I know what that is like, because that's most of my life. I was so living in fear and became depressed when people who I trusted and loved and looked up to would abandon me and hurt me deeply, or abuse me too. So of course this kind of a toxic cycle is not, again, healthy, and your job now as an adult is to be healing this and to be healing the scapegoat within yourself. So if you want help from someone who has also gone through the same path and who can understand what you're going through, can relate to your situation, and who can authentically and honestly help you and guide you forward with your life, providing solutions and helping you to heal faster, to move on with your life, to be able to really recover and own your self-love and self-worth and self-value and healthy habits, a healthy lifestyle, and, you know, healing overall in your life and thriving, and of course becoming an empowered, educated empath, then I'm definitely a right person to help you with this. So get in touch and book a call. You can book my free consultation for 30 minutes, in which we can discuss your situation, what's going on with you, and what you want to share with me. And also I will be giving you some healthy, you know, honest, authentic guidance, as I always do, one-on-one with confidentiality, of course. If you want to, if you want to chat with me first for free, for completely free for 30 minutes. So It doesn't commit you to anything, any of my services, but if you feel that you first would like to have my consultation and we can discuss about working together, if you're interested in booking one-on-one sessions with me, or you're interested in joining my coaching program for 3 or 6 or 9 months. Also, of course, don't forget that I have my self-help book on Amazon. It will also act as a honest, authentic roadmap that will help you to have your questions answered, and it will support you and give you authentic and empathetic encouragement and guidance that you might really need to read. At least I did. I've gathered everything in that book that I would have needed when I was really, really depressed and alone in that darkness by myself, and I didn't have anyone to talk to, and I felt like I just could not trust anyone, and nobody cared about me, and my life was going nowhere, and all of those things.